He said that Jesus Christ has risen, and he is the open door.
Doing, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Cajun Conservative, where we talk about life, we talk about liberty, and we talk about the pursuit of happiness, and where we tell you the truth and expose the lies from the left. Hope you're having a good day, good week, wherever you are located. If this is your first time, welcome to the Cajun Conservative family, and everyone that has been continually listening and supporting, thank you for your continued support and listening to the podcast. Hope you're having a good week. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about today, and I just really want to jump into it because, ladies and gentlemen, our democracy is under attack. I don't usually use the word democracy. I usually say republic. So I'm going to say it like that. Our republic is under attack. Our republic is in dire need of something to happen. Because this week showed that the left will weaponize the D.O.J. and the F.B.I. And when I first heard about this on Monday night, I was really upset. I was flustered. I don't know you can say the word. But ladies and gentlemen, our democracy, well, our republic is in danger right now. And it's not just Joe Biden. It's just not Merrick Garland. It's just not Nancy Pelosi. It's everyone that is part of the system of the deep state. I think that's the first time I ever used this word on this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Monday night and you might be asking what I'm talking about to begin with. On Monday night, we had a news article flash through our television sets and flash through our media devices. Trump says Mar-a-Lago home is in Florida under siege by FBI agents. Former President Donald Trump on Monday said that his Mar-a-Lago home in Florida is under siege by a large group of FBI agents. Nothing like this has ever happened to a president of the United States before. After working and cooperating with the relative government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was unnecessary or appropriate, Trump said. Now, like I said, you might be wondering what this is all about. So apparently, Donald Trump took some paperwork, some classified documents. That's what the FBI and the United States Archives are saying. Donald Trump, on the last day that he was in office, took 15 to 20 boxes, give or take, of highly classified documents. And according to Donald Trump, Eric Trump has been working with the archives to see what they can keep and what they can't keep. Well, this has been going on, and I believe that FBI agents went to Trump's home in June and looked at this, but it was casual. They didn't have cop cars. They didn't have flashing blue lights. They didn't have none of all that stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, this one was a little different. The FBI went in the early mornings in the dark, raided Mar-a-Lago. Now, President Trump was not there. But ladies and gentlemen, the FBI is raiding a former president's home. Think about this. This is from the Daily Wire. Details emerge about what FBI agents were searching for in the raid on Donald Trump's home. Report says FBI agents executed a search warrant Monday at the Florida home of former President Donald Trump that appeared to be connected to classified material that was allegedly at the home. The investigation is focused on material that Trump had brought with him to Mar-a-Lago, his private club and resort, after he left the White House, the New York Times reported. These boxes contain many pages of classified documents. Multiple reports later confirmed that the raid was connected to the missing White House records. The report said that Donald Trump delayed returning more than a dozen boxes of material to the National Archives, which include documents that were marked as classified national security information. Federal prosecutors opened a grand jury investigating back in May into Trump over whether classified material that ended up at his home in Mar-a-Lago was mishandled. The main purpose of these investigations is usually for federal authorities to determine if any classified materials were compromised so that the intelligence officers could take steps to protect sensitive sources and methods. Prosecutors are seeking to learn every aspect of how the documents were handled from the time the documents left the White House until the return to the National Archives. That's from the Daily Wire. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, the left is thrilled at this. The Daily Wire put together a couple of tweets or a response. Let me find this. Oh, this is the conservative side. But the left, I've seen some reports. Let me see if I can find it. The report, look, we can go with Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi's reaction to the Trump Mar-a-Lago resort says authorities had justification. Dan Bongino went off, said that this was some third world BS. I'm going to PG it for people. The White House, did the White House know about it? From the Daily Wire, the White House claims it was blindsided by FBI raid on Monday night. Clinton lawyer, now this is where I'm going to come to. This is where I'm going to ball it all up, ladies and gentlemen. Just giving you some reactions. Clinton lawyer says Trump could be barred from re-election after FBI raid. He quotes the U.S. code. Now, ladies and gentlemen, seeing this, you know, I'm on my TV. I'm trying to be. This is disturbing. I'm just going to be blunt. This is very, very disturbing. You have a United States president, or former president, that is supposed to be running for re-election. Might be running for re-election. It has not been confirmed or denied by Donald Trump. Then you have a sitting president that might run against him, saying, I didn't know nothing about it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the first question I have to ask. Who knew about this? Who knew that this was going to happen? Who knew that there was going to have a raid on the former president of the United States that would make world storm? Now, ladies and gentlemen, since this article broke, I believe there's something that's going on beyond this, and I'm going to try to explain it in the brief time that I have with you this morning. But ladies and gentlemen, the former president, this story has overtaken another main story, which is the Inflation Reduction Act that passed, that people are saying this is going to reduce inflation, is going to help Americans, but in reality it's not. This story has taken us over, and nobody's talking about the Inflation Reduction Act, which does not reduce inflation. That's one thing I believe why this happened all of a sudden. Now, I don't have no proof. I'm gonna be blunt for my fact checker friends out there that might want to try to shoot me a flag on this. Oh, he's not telling the truth. No, this is my opinion of what happened. Ladies and gentlemen, this is political, as Dan Bongino says, BS. Ladies and gentlemen, this has never happened in this country's history, where a former president was searched by the FBI. Never happened. All of a sudden it's happening in this country. Why? Because I honestly believe this is political weaponizing of the D.O.J. and the F.B.I. Oh, Isaac, why you said, well, I just said one thing. It's kind of funny, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm going to say this right here. Donald Trump was spied on by Obama. That has been proven. Hillary Clinton hired foreign intelligence to get a document, the dossier that, you know, that the wee paper, that's what a lot of commentators are calling it, where they supposedly Donald Trump paid prostitutes to go into Russia where in a bed where Obama slept and urinate on it. This whole thing led to the Russian collusion. Remember that for 2 years, and even going now, there's still some leftists out there that believe that Donald Trump colluded with the Russians, and that Donald Trump stole the election of 2016. from Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, till this day, is saying that Donald Trump stole the election of 2016. Or she suspects because of Russia collusion. That went for 2 years. Unfortunately, Donald Trump was a lame duck president for 2 years because Paul Ryan, the stupid Republican House Speaker, would not side with the Republican president. No, he sided with the media. And I can't do that. This president is illegitimate. Oh. Donald Trump could have went after them in 2017, but he didn't, ladies and gentlemen. Because he understood. Even his phrase, put her in jail. He said it wouldn't be right to do that to a former presidential candidate and a former Secretary of State. So Donald Trump didn't do that. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, it's under investigation right now. The FBI has had his laptop for I don't know how long. There's leaked documents of the laptop that shows that there was crimes committed by the Biden family. And what does the FBI do? They sit on their hands. If you're a Democrat and a leftist, you're fine. There is a double standard in the Justice Department, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. And look, you can say what you want. And look, I'm for law enforcement. I agree with law enforcement. I back up law enforcement. But this type of stuff, I cannot back up. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot back up on this. It's the same thing with Uvalde. I have not talked about the Uvalde police situation. That is a messy situation. But when you have police officers standing in a hall for an hour, when they have an active shooter, when the protocol is to go ahead and take them out, you have to address those issues, ladies and gentlemen. That was not done right. I don't like to criticize our police departments or our law enforcement, but we have to, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately. Ladies and gentlemen, this justice system right here is a double standard. This Department of Justice under Merrick Garland is politicized, because this isn't the first time Merrick Garland goes after a political opponent. Merrick Garland, in a letter, called parents domestic terrorists because they want to stand up to go ahead, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, and protect their kids. Merrick Garland went after Republican opponents, ladies and gentlemen, because he was mad that they did not put him on the Supreme Court. Think about all this, ladies and gentlemen. Merrick Garland is the highest law enforcement officer, and he's abusing his power in that position to raid a former president. And all this, and this whole notion, the FBI hasn't said nothing, ladies and gentlemen. The D.O.J. has not come out with a statement that until from the time of this recording, I have not heard anything. But you have Merrick Garland and the FBI director, Ways, whatever his name is, sitting in Washington. Now, we did get some, I want to go ahead and pull that article up. We did hear from Christopher Reyes today or yesterday on Wednesday. Listen to the article. This is by Fox News. FBI Director Reyes pushes back on threats following unprecedented raid on President Trump. Deplorable and dangerous. Listen to his quote right here. Christopher Reyes on Wednesday pushed back on social media threats made against him and other law enforcement officers following his agency's unprecedented search for President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. On Monday, the FBI exercised a raid on Trump's home, and by that night, drove off social media posts criticizing the incident access of the Bureau of being politicized in nature. Some messages also call for violence towards raids and massive uprising, even a civil war. That is not right. Don't uprise, don't civil war. Go vote. That's what you need to do in November. I am always concerned about threats to law enforcement, Reyes said Wednesday, condemning the post. Violence against law enforcement is not the answer, no matter what you're upset about. He called the threats deplorable and dangerous. Now listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. The comments were made after a news conference of the agency's field office in Omaha, Nebraska, where Reyes provided comments about FBI focus on cybersecurity. At the presser, now this is where I'm bringing up the point. Reyes declined to comment further or answer any questions about the FBI agents spent hours on Mondays searching Trump's Palm Beach, Florida resort. Ladies and gentlemen, he declined to answer. It's kind of funny. This is another thing I'm getting. I'm probably gonna have to go with this into the second segment because I'm that hot. This story is so big right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's so big that we might have to take 2 segments on it. But Reyes and Garland are not saying anything. They're keeping their mouths shut about it. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to tell you, and it's obvious. This was done This was done to hurt Donald Trump. This was to, and look, I believe January 6th investigation is involved with this. Because they used these documents, which has been proven. I don't think there was nothing. They did take some boxes out, but I don't think there was nothing at Mar-a-Lago. But ladies and gentlemen, FBI agents spent 8 hours at the former president's home in Mar-a-Lago. 8 hours. What were they doing? What were they doing? I think that's a fair question to ask. What were they doing? Well, we really don't know either, because apparently the lawyers for Donald Trump could not be in the room. That was let me see if I can find it. I believe I saved it. Yeah, this is from Fox News. FBI would not let Trump attorneys in room as agent raided Mar-a-Lago. Warrant focused on NARA sources. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't know what they went ahead and took. We don't know what they went ahead and they took in these boxes. But ladies and gentlemen, the former president was raided at his home. He went, and we don't know what they took. When we come back from the break, I'm going to go ahead and focus on why I think they did this and why I believe they're just not attacking Donald Trump. We'll be right back after this short break. How you doing, everyone? Isaac here. I'm the Cajun Conservative, and I want to thank Brother Lanny Hayes from Hayes' Dump Truck Service for their generous support of the Cajun Conservative and Brothers Just Searching. Hayes' Dump Truck Service serves the Lafayette and surrounding areas. If you have any job that you need done, like cleanup or hauling material to your job site or your home, we haul limestone, we haul sand, we haul topsoil, any type of material you need. If you're in the Lafayette and surrounding areas, please call Brother Lanny Hayes at 337-852-8043. Remember, Hayes' Dump Truck Service, where Jesus is Lord of the company. All right, everybody, welcome back to the second segment of the Cajun Conservative Show. You know, it's been a long time since I had a story that took over almost the whole program. But ladies and gentlemen, this is important. Ladies and gentlemen, and look, I didn't even start the show off, I guess, correctly. I usually say, hey, how you doing? Please subscribe, whatever, all that stuff. Look, if this is your first time, please subscribe to the show. Hope you like the content that you're hearing. But ladies, and look, if you're a continued supporter, please share this episode. I would love that. That's all I don't ask for much. I just ask for a listen and a share from you. That's all I ask. And I appreciate your continued support. But anyway, let's go back to this, ladies and gentlemen. I just, and this is why I'm gonna give you something right here as I lower my iPad. Everybody's calling me this morning. But I want to go ahead and say this. What was the purpose of this? It was to get the documents back. Ladies and gentlemen, look, there's so much crap going on about these documents. If Donald Trump did take classified documents, he needs to put them in the archives. That's just blunt. I will agree with that point. But ladies and gentlemen, a raid is usually the last thing they do to get those documents. But all of it, like early on that Monday night, there was a report by some Times producer or some Times editor that wrote a book. And she's been running around saying Donald Trump in the last couple of hours that he was in the White House, he was flushing documents down into a toilet. He was trying to get rid of it. And Donald Trump called it bogus. But she said she has proof that he did this. He went ahead and we have documents, we have pictures of paper in a toilet that said one of Donald Trump's aides in there, or someone that Donald Trump had in his administration, and it was flushed down the toilet. And they show these pictures of these papers, these shriveled up papers. See, that's Donald Trump's handwriting. And I looked at the pictures. I'm thinking to myself, y'all dumb. First off, there's no indication where that toilet's from. Also, in the documents, the names are smeared. You can't tell nobody's handwriting in it. These people could have went ahead and wrote on a scribbled paper, put it in the toilet. And then all of a sudden, this raid happens. Now, we also found out the judge. Because everybody, look, Nancy Pelosi put out a statement. Oh, it was justified. The judge signed off on it. Well, really, what judge did this? Listen to this. Judge who greenlight raid at Trump's Mar-a-Lago home donated thousands to Obama. What? There's also indication that he has done a lot of fundraising for the left. The federal judge who reportedly signed off on the raid at former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence donated thousands of dollars to former President Barack Obama's presidential campaign and victory fund in 2008. Bruce Ronhart, a Florida federal judge, donated $1,000 to Obama's 2008 presidential campaign and added $1,000 more to Obama's victory fund that same cycle, according to federal filings. Ronhart later contributed $500 to Jeff Bush's failed 2016 presidential campaign. Federal filings show Ronhart did not immediately respond to Fox Digital inquiry on his donations. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't this isn't this getting kind of fishy? It's kind of funny that everybody that's involved is involved with the left. And of course, they're going to call me a conspiracy theorist. Because Merrick Garland and Christopher Reeves they're not politicizing their offices. They're not like this whole claim that President Biden didn't know what was going on. You're telling me the FBI is about to go raid a former president, and the president of the United States don't know about it? Do they think Americans are that dense to not see what's going on in America today? Ladies and gentlemen, and I have an article. The White House did not know nothing about this. They even asked Karine Jean-Pierre about this. And she says the White House, President Biden did not know nothing about this. That's bunch of hogwash. Ladies and gentlemen, I think President Biden didn't. That's my personal opinion. I have to say that for you stupid fact checkers out there that's going to go ahead and put a page on this post. You're speaking falsehood. You're speaking... No, it's obvious. Ladies and gentlemen, the handwriting is on the wall, or in this case, in the toilet. Ladies and gentlemen, this whole raid was politically motivated. Oh, Isaac, how dare you? You're a supporter of Donald Trump. Really? Well, it's kind of funny that they had another Republican searched by the FBI. What you talking about, Isaac? How dare? Oh, wait, what? From the Daily Caller. GOP Representative Scott Perry says FBI agents seized his cell phone. Listen to this. Now, he made remarks on Monday night. This happened on Tuesday night. Republican Pennsylvania Senator Scott Perry had his cell phone seized by the FBI Tuesday, the day after the FBI raided former President Donald Trump's residence in Mar-a-Lago. He told the Daily Caller News Foundation. Agents confronted Perry while he was traveling with his family and seized his phone without making an attempt to contact his attorneys, who would have turned the phone over to the authorities. He first told Fox News Perry suggests that the action from the FBI is both in concession of his confiscation of his cell phone and the raiding of Mar-a-Lago belongs in a corrupt third world country. Ladies and gentlemen, don't come tell me this isn't politically motivated. Don't come tell me this. Don't. I don't want to hear, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that you tell me that I'm wearing my tinfoil hat. I don't want to hear this. Ladies and gentlemen, this story has been captivating the news for the last couple of days. Ladies and gentlemen, you know why this is Americans are pissed. I'm sorry. Americans are angry at this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm angry at this. You know why the founding fathers made it so hard to go after former presidents? Because they didn't want this crap to happen. But you have a White House, you have a D.O.J, you have an F.B.I. Their main focus is not fighting crime. Their main focus is to stop Donald Trump from running in 2024. Why do I say that? I quoted this earlier. Clinton lawyer says Trump could be barred from re-election after F.B.I. raid. Ladies and gentlemen, we have stupid Liz Cheney that is running. Next week is her primary, ladies and gentlemen. I'm watching it. I cannot wait to go on my social media accounts. If that happens, I will go live, ladies and gentlemen, and say that I'm happy that Liz Cheney lost her primary. But you have Liz Cheney running around out there saying their main focus on the January 6th committee is not to find out the truth. No, it is to stop Donald Trump. That is a Republican. The Kinslayer, it's the same way. You have these stupid idiots on the January 6th committee. Their main focus is not finding the truth. They're trying to keep Donald Trump from running in the White House in 2024. And this is what it's about, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I say it is politically motivated what happened here. Because Donald, look, by hook or crook, I don't know. But Joe Biden made it into the White House. With his approval ratings right now and everything that is happening with him, he will not win re-election in 2024. Even if he makes it to 2024, we don't know with his health. But ladies and gentlemen, the president of the United States, this had to, and look, I'm gonna quote Mark Levin. Mark Levin was on Sean Hannity, and he said this: the attorney general gets his orders from the president of the United States. Then the attorney general relays it down to the FBI director. Ladies and gentlemen, to tell me Biden did not know nothing about this is hogwash, in my humble opinion. The White House was blindsided. Now this also raises a question. Now, there's a lot of Republicans asking what is going to go on. A lot of them are asking, hey, we need to investigate. Kevin McCarthy told the D.O.J, Department of Justice head, the Attorney General, Merrick Garland, clean your calendar and get your papers ready. Because when we win the House, we're going to be talking to you on Capitol Hill. We will go ahead and subpoena you. And a lot of Republicans are using it as a campaign, but to my knowledge, well, let me see. Yeah. So Senator Mitch McConnell, this is from the Daily Wire, did respond to the FBI raid. President Donald Trump demanding that federal officers provide the American public with an immediate explanation of this action. That's all he said. Hey, explain to us. Now, Mitch McConnell don't like Donald Trump. I still hold to his name that the great late Rush Limbaugh says, call him the turtle. He moves slow on everything. Mitch McConnell should have been the first one out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now, but Senate Republicans, I'm sorry, ladies. For the last couple of weeks, I've been bashing Republicans, especially the Senate Republicans, because they're not doing their job either. We're going to stop everything Joe Biden does. And Mitch McConnell, you gave everything to Joe Biden these last 3 months. You gave him the CHIPS bill. You gave him the Build Back Better Light. The inflation. I'm gonna start calling that bill what it really is. The inflation hike bill. The tax raising bill. You gave him all that. Well, we didn't know that was party line. No, but you could have held the chip bill to make sure that wouldn't pass. But nope. Senate Republicans do what they do best: bosh everything up. So Mitch McConnell, I just want to see why this happened. I want to see why this happened. I know why it's happening. Listen to the Cajun Conservative. I'll tell you why it happened. Ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm gonna I'm not going to take credit for this because I did hear this from other commentators. Our country is in dire state right now. Our country is it's so beyond what this nation was built upon. Ladies and gentlemen, I said it. You know why the founding fathers made it so hard to impeach a president? You know why? Because of the crap that's going on right now. Donald Trump was impeached twice, and because of the president, because of the Constitution, thank the Lord for that, it was stopped. Ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats will do whatever it takes to keep Donald Trump out of the White House. The great late Rush Limbaugh said it the best way. Trump is living rent-free in their minds. Ladies and gentlemen, they are scared. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hearing things from Georgia. Randolph Warnock is scared. It's in a dead heat, that race right there. Normally in dead heats usually means the Republicans winning. Why? Because the left, these people that do the polls are leaning more to the left, and they say, well, we don't want to show the Republican winning. Dick Morrison from Newsmax said he wouldn't be surprised if the Democrats lose 5 to 7 seats in the Senate. If that would happen, my goodness, I would flip that Tuesday night. I would flip. I will go ahead and I will be like, whoa. But see, you're not hearing that from the left string media. You hearing, and look, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I think there's a lot of other reasons. Because looking at this, the news that captivated the whole week, because today is the 11th. Congress comes back on the 12th, which is Friday. We're going to talk about that because 9 out of 10, there are some people like some Texas representatives that are Democrat that are questioning this bill. So we don't know. That's just a slim. Look, this bill has a 99.9% chance of passing. That's how much I have faith in those little bit of Democrats, because I learned something, ladies and gentlemen. And look, like I said, I don't take credit for this. Dan Bongino's golden rule. If you listen to Dan Bongino, you heard this. There's never a Democrat that's truly a Republican, but there's Republicans that are truly Democrats. Meaning that a Democrat's going to go ahead and vote with his party no matter what. But there's Republicans that are secretly Democrats and they're going to vote with the Democrat party. They're rhinos. Republican in name only. Ladies and gentlemen, this bill's going to pass. But this bill, going back to this bill was the whole this whole week was supposed to be about the media exposing the lies in this bill. That's, if you are a true journalist, that's what you probably was going to do. But now, since Mar-a-Lago and the raid on Mar-a-Lago happened, all the news coverage, even conservative news coverage, is about this raid. I understand it is a problem. I understand that our nation's in a crisis right now, and this should have never happened. This is third world crap. I'm being blunt. But now the senators, oh, Mar-a-Lago, talking about there's a lot. And look, every time something big happens like this, I wonder what's happening in the background. I wonder what is going on in the background. Because this wasn't by coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. Also, 90 days away from the midterm election. And look, we might emphasize on this. Hold on, let me hurry and address this right now before we go to break. I honestly think, just on the top of my head, I honestly think that the left and rhinos that believe Donald Trump did something wrong, that this is going to help them. Oh, this is going to prove that Donald Trump did something wrong. Oh, this is going to prove that this is going to show the American people that we mean business, that we really mean not to let Donald Trump get into office. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe it's backfiring. It is backfiring on them because the American people on Twitter, the American people on Truth Social, and look, the threats that Christopher Reeves was talking about, if you're threatening a FBI director, you're dumb. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not offending people by that, but I'm just being blunt. That's kind of stupid that you're putting that on the internet. And you're just fueling the fire. See, them Trump supporters, they want a civil war. They want to attack the government. Oh, January 6th all over again. Oh, no. That's what you're fueling. And if this is, I wonder if these are bots. People saying they're conservative, but they're really people that are on the left. We don't know. I'm just being blunt. But ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe this is happening in America. Because, and look, if Donald Trump did do something wrong, we would need to go ahead and investigate it. I understand that. I'm not saying to give him a free pass. But ladies and gentlemen, this is just, I'm sorry, this is just in America. Weaponizing the D.O.J. I never thought I would see this in America, but we're living in it. But this is the country. These are the people. Look, I'll be right back after this short break. I got some more thoughts I want to explain in a few minutes. I'll be right back. How you doing, everyone? Isaac here, and I am with Phil Kennedy. He is the artist of the Center of the Door album that I have in my hand right here. And Phil, thank you for coming by, and just wanted to ask you a little bit about your album. And does this tell me a little bit of information what led you to make this album?
Thank you, brother Isaac. I am a songwriter mostly, and firstly, I'm a preacher of the gospel. So the Lord has always blessed me, it seems, with a song, with a sermon for the song. And that seems to be how it started when I first started preaching. So, before you know it, you've written way more songs than you have sermons. And I just like to get a little group of them together now and then. It's the songs I've been singing as I travel to Mexico and this place and that, and preach Oklahoma or wherever else the Lord takes me. And I sing those songs. So I put a little CD together.
Hey, look, I'm going to be honest. It's a great album. Look, even my friend Scott Ford, I sent him a digital copy of it, and he loved it. He said he loved the album. He loved the way you sing, and it's a real big blessing. It's a good blessing for us, man.
Thank you so much. And I know that it's available in the digital world. It's available with me physically if you just message me or try to friend me on Evangelist Phil Kennedy Facebook, and the other information I'm sure you can give them.
Right. Well, we know for sure it's on Apple Music and it's on Spotify, where you can find the Cajun Conservative and Brothers Just Searching. Go ahead and look it up after you listen to our podcast. Go listen to a little bit of Phil Kennedy's album, Center of the Door. You'll be blessed. I promise you.
And you touch me with your hand. You made me understand. Hold on to the light.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the third and final segment of today's show. Going back, like I said, ladies, it's been a while since I had one topic that just surround the whole episode. But ladies and gentlemen, I honestly think this needs to be addressed. Now, I want to say something before I move on. Nancy Pelosi called China one of the freest societies, and an apparent goof, of course. The mainstream media says she meant to say Taiwan. Earlier this week, she was in a NBC Today's on Tuesday an interview, and she mentioned China. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if it's a goof, hey, she made a mistake. I'm gonna be blunt. But ladies and gentlemen, if she did, and she's calling this a free society, I gotta start calling her backwards Nancy, like backwards Joe I do with Joe Biden. Because if China is a free society, you know what China does? China does not have freedom of religion. China also goes ahead and punishes political opponents. So does Russia. So does all these other big communistic countries. So, ladies and gentlemen, for her to say this and for this to happen at Mar-a-Lago, does the left really admire China? Because it's kind of funny that they're doing the things that China says that China does. We live in a free society where they tax the hell out of their people, and you can't do is that you got to do what the government tells you to do. And ladies and gentlemen, this is all, look, I understand like Dan Bongino and other ones, they all, this is a third world bull crap, and they all fussing. But ladies and gentlemen, look what happened with the last pandemic we had. when they told people, hey, you have to have a vaccination. You have to do this. You have to do that. You have to wear a mask. And the government was forcing people to do all kind of stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't the first time that the left has done something like a communistic nation. Ladies and gentlemen, Biden 9 out of 10 is going to run against Donald Trump again. There will be a Donald Trump and Joe Biden 2 election. And according to the number of polls that are happening right now, this is going to be a landslide. Like the midterm elections. The midterms are coming up, ladies and gentlemen. And look, this is why you need to vote. Ladies and gentlemen, I quote a lot of Dan Bongino because he does make a lot of sense on these golden rules that he has on his show. Republicans are not the solution to all your problems, but Democrats are the cause of all your problems. Ladies and gentlemen, Republican Party, and look, like I said, I'm going to give credit to who's credit due. It's Dan Bongino. Ladies and gentlemen, you have this society today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to 2016 for a second. No, not 2016. Let's go back to 2020 for a second. When Donald Trump was in the White House. Yes, we had the pandemic and everything. That's what made the high unemployment rate. That's what made all this stuff. And you have Joe Biden. Oh my goodness, the unemployment rate was bad when Donald Trump was. But now that I'm in office, it's going down. We have higher wages. We have this. We have that. We have this. Yeah. You didn't have a global pandemic that shut everything down. Before that, though, we had some of the lowest unemployment. We already had no inflation. We had the lowest gas prices almost in a long time. Let's just say a long time in America. People were happy. We had our store shelves full. We had our border protected. But ladies and gentlemen, this backwards Joe is coming on the scene. We have the greatest this. We have the greatest that. And ladies and gentlemen, all your problems, not all your problems, a lot of your problems started in February of 2021. What happened? The president was shifted to the Democratic Party. The House of Representatives and the Senate went to the Democratic Party. That's when this country started going down in the toilet. Not paperwork. It was this country. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the main focus of this raid, is to stop Donald Trump, because they think they found a legality that if Donald Trump did take these papers and he mishandled them, he gets barred. Not even in the Constitution, by the way, but he's gonna get barred from running for president, and nobody's gonna vote for that man. Ladies and gentlemen, this country, Look, I'm going to be honest with y'all guys. I've had a conversation with a few people about this. And one of my good friends told me that he's disgusted with this nation. And I'm getting to the point too. Ladies and gentlemen, if we don't go ahead and do something. Now, look, I know that the nation, and I've been saying this for a while, this nation ain't going to get right by changing the political party. We need a great awakening back in America. We need men of God to stand up like they did back in the day when America was going rampant in the 1800s, and men of God standing up and saying repent. No, we have too many cotton candy preachers that want to give you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear. This country is in a bad spiritual state, and the result is because, and also the result of that, we're in a bad state politically. I'm just being blunt. Ladies and gentlemen, when the left starts using the Justice Department to persecute political opponents or to tell them you stay in your lane, is a dark day in America. Very dark day. I want to talk about Liz Cheney for a second. I think this is why Liz Cheney is going to lose the election coming up in the primaries next week. I found that out and I was like, yes, please let that happen. Listen to this. Now, look, Liz Cheney, I posted on my Facebook page this article, and I said she doesn't need to change her party right now. You know, Liz Cheney, if you're listening, do me a favor. Go Democrat. From now on, run as a Democrat. If you plan on running for president in 2024, please put a D by your name. That's one thing I can say about Democrats on that point. They're honest. People that have a D by their name, they're honest. They're going to say what they do. They're not like certain rhinos like Liz Cheney that should be Democrat, but really that should be a Democrat, but they put an R by their name because that's the only way they're going to win. See, and look, a lot of my listeners are in Louisiana, and everyone that's in Louisiana knows what I'm about to say is true. A lot of people in this state, a lot of political people a lot of politicians should be Democrat in this state. The reason they are not Democrat because if they run as a Democrat, they're going to lose. So they put their party as a Republican, and they say we're going to cut taxes here, cut taxes there, do this, do that, and sound good. Make people think, oh, they're Republican, they're conservative. Oh boy! And when they get into office, they don't do a hell of bean, and they do the opposite of what they said. Last election for the state representatives in Louisiana. Listen to this. They all voted for the increased taxes. But when they ran, they said no new taxes. I'm using that as an example for Liz Cheney. Why do I say Liz Cheney should be a D? Should have a D behind her name? Because listen to this, and this is from the Daily Wire. The Representative Liz Cheney, Republican Wyoming, well, really Rhino, took a shot at Florida Governor's Ron DeSantis. Wait, what? Hold on, stop. I understand her attacking Donald Trump. She thinks Donald Trump caused January 6th. She thinks Donald Trump lied. Donald Trump's election fraud claims were false. I understand that. I understand Liz Cheney attacking Donald Trump. She hates Donald Trump. But why Ron DeSantis? She did this. She attacked him in the New York Post, where she admitted that she'd like to work with her Democrat colleagues more than her Republican ones. Cheney said that she would find it very difficult to support DeSantis in the general election against a Democrat if DeSantis became the 2024 GOP nominee for president. I think Ron DeSantis has lined himself almost entirely with Donald Trump, and I think that's very dangerous, Cheney said. Cheney also said that she preferred working with her Democrat women in Congress than Republican women. Liz Cheney, change your party. Ladies and gentlemen, right here, this article. And I proved this, I don't know how many times already. Liz Cheney's a rhino. Liz Cheney is a Democrat. And for her to make statements like this, the GOP should tell her, hey, resign as a Republican and turn your party to a Democrat. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this wouldn't happen. Now, look, these are stories that are hiding underneath, like this whole Mar-a-Lago thing, which is bad. I'm not gonna deny that, but I always say, look what stuff's happening in the back. Listen to this. It's also from the Daily Wire. Biden administration. Now, this happened the same day as the Mar-a-Lago incident. Just giving you a heads up. Biden administration sending $5.5 billion more in aid to Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, counting this in the last time, they probably send more. Almost 15 to 20 billion of your taxpayer dollars went to Ukraine. Now, also, they have this new spending bill in the Senate that's going to raise the inflation. That's going to raise what they say is going to cut the deficit in like 10 years. Why don't do it now if you can do it? You're spending more on climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, this whole bill, this all happened on the same day as Mar-a-Lago, ladies and gentlemen. There were some things in the background that I believe, and this is where I'm coming to the point, I believe there was a lot of things that they were trying to hide. See, it was to kill two birds with one stone, basically. Hey, let's hurt Donald Trump. At the same time, let's hide a couple of news stories that are going on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just... Also, so the new GDP numbers came out from the Daily Wire. Living in a fairy tale. That's what the Post reads. Republican shot in White House for saying inflation rose 0%. The CDP came out, and now this is month to month or whatever, but you don't usually go by month to month. So what it does is, what I learned by following inflation, that they take from June to June. And they raise the inflation number like that. You can't do month to month because month to month it raises up too fast, or it's not a real accurate number. Well, AIM news of consuming price index remained unchanged between June and July. Top White House official argued that the economy had zero inflation while overlooking president high prices levels. What? Okay, so listen to this. Provoking critics from the criticism from the Republicans. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, year-over-year inflation reached 9.1 in June. That was last month. And 8.5 in July. This is the first time since President Biden has been president that I am aware of that I can say the inflation went down. It went down from 9.1 to 8.5. That's a good thing but you got to look into the details. The devil's in the details, how they say this, that saying. In July, with a slight moderation driven by month-to-month decline in energy exports, even as prices for food, new vehicles, Medicaid, and shelter continue to increase. President Joe Biden, who began his tenure with an inflation of 1.4, took a victory lap in reaction to the most recent price levels. Today, we received news that our economy had zero inflation in the month of July. He told members of the press, here's what that means. While the price of some things went up last month, see, he even admitted it. Hey, prices, things went up. The price of other things went down by the same amount. The result, zero inflation last month. People are still hurting, but zero inflation last month. As other White House officials, including Chief of Staff Ron Klain and Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, made similar arguments, Republicans noted the disconnection between members of the administration and the members of the public. The Biden White House is living in a fairy tale while Americans are living in a nightmare, Senator Ted Cruz remarks. So ladies and gentlemen, President Biden saying, hey, zero inflation. We have no inflation, but food's still going up. Cars, look, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to use for example. Me and my wife just bought a brand new vehicle. Our old one was a 2008 Hyundai, and it was smoking. I mean, it was bad. We got to the dealership, and it's like, we don't know how you drove it here, basically. So it was time for a new vehicle. Now, my aunt and my uncle has, it's an older model, but it was the same vehicle. It's just an older model. They told me when they paid for that thing back in 2013, the cost was $13,000. Me and my wife in 2022 bought this new vehicle at the beginning of the year. We paid, with taxes and everything, almost $30,000. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a little bit more than half. Well, no, more than half. Way more than half. But run the numbers in my head. That was a used vehicle. It was a 2019 vehicle. Used. When I was growing up, my parents always preferred, and my in-laws, I talking to my in-laws, they say the same thing. For years, they bought used vehicles. Why? Because used vehicles were bringing down. There's used vehicles right now, ladies and gentlemen, are just as high as a new vehicle. It don't pay to buy a used vehicle. You just buy a new vehicle. Now, there's a car shortage. There's parts shortages. There's this shortage, that shortage, that shortage. That all happened. Did happen in from 2016 to 2020, by the way. I'm just saying. But Joe Biden's going to say there's zero inflation. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, that's one thing that is helping. The electric bill and the energy bills have went down, according to this new number. That's why it went down so fast with gas prices going down and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, first off, like I said, then there's going to be there's a side note. Isaac, you're not giving the president credit. He brought the gas prices down. He brought the energy prices down. Ooh, inflation down. You're not going to give him no credit? No. Because if he could have done, because for the first half of this year, all we heard from the president was it's Russia's fault that the prices are going up, and is this the problem, and that's the problem, and that's the problem. He passed blame to everybody, ladies and gentlemen, and I would like to challenge my leftist friends, all my friends that are on the left. I would like to challenge you this. If he could have brought these gas prices down so quickly, why didn't he do it when Ukraine and Russia first got into a war? And why, when all the problems that we had in the nation, why couldn't he done it then? Scratch your heads, ladies and gentlemen. The scratch. Look, I can see some of the, why didn't he do that? For those political purposes. That's why. Ladies and gentlemen, if he could have done this now, but now that, like I said, the energy went down. That's why it went down from month to month to 8.5. But ladies and gentlemen, food prices are still going up. Ladies and gentlemen, what my family would pay $150, $200 in groceries, we're paying almost double in that. Ladies and gentlemen, inflation. Look, and that also, a lot of people might go, why are you doing it now? It's the midterms are coming up, ladies and gentlemen. It's kind of funny. Look, and also these political wins. I'm hearing all the left brag about Joe Biden right now. Joe Biden got bipartisanship bill passed with the CHIPS bill. He got the Inflation Reduction Act. He got this done. He got that done. Yeah, he's making victory laps. He's doing all this good. Ladies and gentlemen, he can influence certain things. That's why he's doing it now, because the midterms are coming up and there's a red wave a coming. Every time I say something like that, I think of the Johnny's guy. I hear the train a coming, or something like that. I hear the train coming. I heard that song yesterday. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a president. And look, I'm going to close out with this. We got a president that is using, because I do believe he knew about it. Like I said, this is my opinion for YouTube and Facebook and all these people that are going to respond. Look at this. I believe, I'm not saying it's fact, my opinion, I believe President Biden knew about the raid in Mar-a-Lago. I believe that. They were quick to say, no, he didn't. He did. That's my personal opinion. But you have a president that has used the D.O.J. for political purposes. You have a president that passes the blame to everybody else, but when something starts doing good, he wants to take all the credit. And he's trying to help his people in the midterm elections. This president called Donald Trump a dictator. But everything that President Biden is doing is a dictator type person. Dictators raid their political opponents. Dictators imposes taxes and impose things on people that do not want to be put upon. So I don't want to hear you Democrat left-wing nuts tell me Donald Trump was a dictator. When you have a man in the White House right now that is acting like a dictator, act like he's the mafia king of New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, when you have Hillary Clinton deleting 30,000 emails and Hunter Biden's laptop showing that he went ahead and had an influence, his dad had influence on business deals, and there was a whole crime wave. You had to give money to Biden or whatever. And the FBI don't touch that, but they touch a former president for having documents. This is politically motivated. Mic drop. Boom. Prove me wrong. If somebody wants to talk to me, hey, send me an email. I'll gladly respond. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. I want to thank you for listening to the Cajun Conservative Show. It's always an honor and blessing for you to be with me. Please tune in on Monday for the next episode. Be blessed, be encouraged. Remember, Jesus Christ is coming back, and he's coming back soon. So don't be faint of heart, because Jesus has overcome the world. If you want to know Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior, send me an email at cajunconservative5@gmail.com. Until next time, be blessed, be encouraged. You have a good one. Bye-bye.
Jesus Christ has risen, and he is the open door.